Welcome everyone to Swift Turning Lane podcast. I'm your host, Lavonde Lane III, and there's my co-host once again.
Miss Tracy Swift.
What's going on, Tracy? How's it going this evening?
Oh, it's going well, bro. How are you doing?
Oh, doing well. You see, I'm in the scrub, so I'm grinding on the
Right,
job.
right.
But we ain't gonna tell nobody though.
Oh,
You know.
no. Okay.
So once again, I'm gonna do a recap from my personal years of my second marriage, which was the age of 35, to led me to be, I was 40, from 35 to 40. And so my recap on those days was the fact that this is my second marriage. I've been engaged twice now. I'm in my second marriage now. So the fact that I've been having a hard time trying to connect with someone who really spiritually on my level, understand where I'm coming from. And I thought at this particular time I met that person. However, I didn't do I didn't take my time with this person. I didn't have enough time to do background checks. We all do that these days. Not only background, just getting to know the person, taking what trauma and drama they've been through, and and realize I began with my second wife, right, a year later after my first wife. A year after I got all my marriage therapy, I got all my um counseling, psychological counseling, had psychological tests done. So I'm fresh out of all this stuff. Although I've been in those things for a couple years, I'm fresh out of it. And so for a year, so I'm thinking I'm holding ground. Now I can focus on just me and my son and my family. One thing I have to mention that year, um, after I left my first wife, my grandfather passed. And so that really had me mentally shaken because my grandfather was one of the ones who really raised me as well. Like I talked about my grandparents, he was the catalyst bringing me. He was the conduit to bring me from Chicago to Jackson every time. And so and that big played a big role in my life when he passed. But now I'm in my second marriage. A lot of things that happen, far as you know, elevation. How do we handle power? How do we handle elevation when the other seem like he's elevating, but he's not at the elevation of your level? Do and let me check this out. Check this out. Back then, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, he couldn't handle your elevation. That's why he had to leave. He left you." And you have to understand, I'm going to 2018 with my second wife, and I was 40 years old, and I left her, and I filed for divorce, and there's a reason for that. And like I said, it's just a recap of what I've been through until that age of 40 when I left my second wife. And so, with that being said, I'm going to give it off and we're going to transition to the co host of Tracy L. Swift.
And how y'all doing? Thank you for joining. We sure do appreciate you. So I left off at moving from Atlanta back to California in 2017.
Mhm.
Turning 35 in California, um, staying there until 2018 when I found out my mother had three of her valves reverse leaking. So I decided to move to Mississippi January something 2018. So I turned 36 here. Ended up working out south my first job as a property manager and then St. Dominic's. And then upon all of that, yes, I am dating Atlanta or whatever.
Uh-oh.
Whatever we called ourselves when we got back together and broke up, and whatever. Um, so I talked about hanging out with somebody I knew, and me and her were, drinking, smoking. And I had a friend who had a listening party that was down the street, literally down the street. And,
Mm.
I didn't want to go to Freelines for the performance. So I was like, all right, well, it's like, it's right here. Let me just get it
Mhm.
over with, be a good friend. Hey, hey, and go about my business. But I showed up inebriated and saw a checkpoint and was like, I need to wear this off. I need to sober up. So they locked me in this room, whatever. I don't even think I was asleep for 30 minutes. I wake up I have delayed pain. So I wake up to a sharp pinch. That's what it felt like to me. A sharp, like you ever have like a stabbing feeling, like a nerve
Mhm.
stabbing feeling? That's what it felt like. Um, and I realized, whoa, that's gunfire. Hold up, wake up, bitch. Wait a minute. I can't move.
Mm.
What it's like to hear gunfire? You can't move. You're paralyzed from the waist down. So I had
Wow.
to literally like pull myself off of the bed. And for some reason in the South, everybody like to have these high beds. What's up with that? I mean, I'm 5'2". When I dropped, I shifted my nose. I didn't break it, but I shifted.
Mm.
That's how hard I fell down.
Wow.
Called 911, called them 4 times, honey. It took them forever to get there. And then when they finally did, I guess there was so much blood everywhere they had to put me in a sheet. And the way my foot, because I couldn't see how I was shot.
Mhm.
At this point, I just seen blood and was like, oh,
Yeah.
what happened to me? What happened? I didn't see
Mm.
what really happened until they got me on a gurney into the hospital, the hospital van, the ambulance. Um, so that's when I noticed, like, oh, nigga. Oh. So the
Let me ask you right there. That's significant. That is very significant when you will never forget that first glance.
oh no, I'm never gonna forget it.
What
I,
is that like? Like, I've never been shot, and I pray I never ever be shot. But what is that at that first glance at your leg? And we're gonna show that because you gave approval to show
right,
that.
right. Well, when it first happened, I was like, am I gonna have a leg by the time I get to the hospital?
Mm.
It didn't look like I was gonna have a leg or a foot, I should say. Maybe a foot.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot in the leg. I don't know. Because the way my foot was like
It
this
was.
and like
Yeah. So it was just dangling like this.
down like
Yeah.
this.
Down. Yeah. Yeah.
All this all this was like
Wow.
yeah.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, what about I have a foot? Woo. And then I saw my leg. I was like, oh, we might not have a leg, bro. We might just be at the nubby kneecap. Okay,
That's so silly.
let's just accept this. Ain't no point of freaking out now, you know.
Mhm.
So, I, and I'm calm about this because I have always been my mother's healing child. So
Mhm.
this is just something different and more extreme than what I've been through.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so, I'm sitting there like, let me call my friend so she can show up at my mama house and tell my mama I was shot up at UMC. So I called my friend. I was like, hey, it was a girl I was cool with. I said, hey, I was shot. Uh, can you go to my mom's house and tell her that? And tell her I'm going to UMC. She was like, Tracy, you playing? No, I'm not. I'm so serious. Like I
Mhm.
said, if I was calling you crying and hysterical, you'll never understand what I'm saying. So can you do this? So the lady, the EMT looking at me like, for real? Like you I said, can you let her know this? Cause she think I'm playing one. She's like, no, we're taking her to UMC. Or that's where we're going. She was like, oh my God. She was like, you're serious? Yeah, I would never play a joke like that on anybody.
Mm-mm. Right, right.
So uh sitting in front of the house, I'm looking in the other ambulance where the guy there was another victim, who this is the victim that passed away. um so we're sitting there 45 minutes, and I'm like, 45 minutes, it don't take that long to get somebody stable, not even for me. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we're black, so then there's that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Get to UMC. I think the reason why I lost so much blood because I was at UMC in the ER for 2 to 3 hours just bleeding out. Hmm.
How did you feel right then when you was bleeding out?
Like, damn, am I gonna die like this?
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's a major artery.
Okay. It did hit a major artery.
Yeah, I hit a major artery.
Okay.
And so that's why I needed a blood transfusion. I lost so much blood.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, well, let me repent.
Yeah, and I was about to ask you that. I was about to ask you, where did God come in at this time of shooting after,
But
especially. Mhm.
but let me tell you, when I realized, because I had obviously passed out while waiting
Okay.
in the emergency room. When I came to, I'm
I
still in the
understand.
ER, not being seen. And so I was like, oh God, I started praying forgiveness for every sin I knowingly did, unknowingly, willingly, whatever. If I did it, please forgive me. Please forgive me.
Mhm.
Please forgive me. Um, so I finally had surgery. This time I was passed out because I didn't realize I had the first surgery. Um, when I came to, they thought I was a child. I was in the children's ward.
Are you serious?
Dead ass.
I can tell. Well, yeah, you have that youthful look. That's that belief. That
I do
belief
not look.
skin.
I do not look like a child under 18.
Well, back then, well, like 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's about 7 years ago.
yeah, yeah,
Possibly, the collagen might have been popping, and my
yeah.
skin might have been, you know. But yeah, so I didn't remember the first surgery, and I had a wound back on. Ooh, the second surgery was another debridement.
So hold on. So I'm trying to get a good description of. So first surgery, what did they do for
I
you on first?
guess clean it out,
Okay.
stitch me up with what they could stitch me up, like to fix my foot, because that got stitched up. My ankle right here, what that got stitched. Because then they put me in a boot to keep my foot straight.
Okay.
I had those, those leg foot massager compressing things they put you on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Mm.
know exactly what you're talking about.
So I had those on my feet. I had a wound back on the major part of my leg. And then it was surgery number 3. Now, surgery number 4, like I had 7 surgeries in less than 2 months. So I was literally like having a surgery a week.
You've been under a lot, and
Oh my God. In the process while I was in there, Atlanta told me he wasn't happy. He couldn't do this. I said, oh,
are you serious? You just got shot, and in the
now
process.
I will say this. I did lie to him about where I got shot because I was embarrassed. I felt bad. Mind you, this was the way I felt like me having a good time or even doing anything fun, not around him. It was like I shouldn't be doing it. So I did lie to him. I was like, yeah, I was somebody, did a drive by, and I was like, and if somebody said, which is the truth? I just didn't
Yeah.
tell the real place and the time. You know what I'm saying? But it really did happen like that. I was an innocent bystander, and I got shot. you know. But I did feel bad, like I'm outside. Not to say that Negro wasn't outside enjoying his time, because he was. He was enjoying his life. Okay. So, but this was the dynamic that was between us. Y-
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never really express to him like my feelings, or else he turned to the green Joe, like, what you feel like? Like, wow, I'm just telling you how I feel, what you're making me feel like. But you know, like how when you can't ever tell somebody how you feel because it's like, ooh, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know how you're gonna react. And it don't even have to be anything bad. It's just me explaining, I don't like this or this happened. So I let that man get away with a lot of things and I shouldn't have. Okay. I hold myself accountable for what I allowed. Yes, I do. So, you know, he said he didn't want to be in this while I was in the hospital. Cool. All right. That's 2018. I ain't deal with him. I ain't talked to him. Um, oh, okay. Before I skip to that though, so we're not dealing with each other. I get released from the hospital. Of course, Mississippi takes forever to approve me to have therapy, so I trained myself to walk. And by the
Really?
time, yeah, and by the time every day I got up pushing a walker. I mean, I can go 5 minutes, felt like I was dying. 5 minutes. Now I had physical therapy inside the hospital. Somebody would come and work with me, but when I got out, they took forever. Like the
Mm,
therapy got approved when I had already started walking. Like I
mm.
all the hard work.
And this 2018, right?
Yeah, 2018.
And this the year we actually met.
Yep, it is. Because I had a boot on my leg.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Wow, wow.
Hmm. Yep.
So you had so how long you been? I guess I assume we met in, what was it, December of 2018?
Yep, that's when you had your thing at Pelican Cove.
Yep, with Salt.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so at that particular time, um, how long it's been since you've been shot?
A month. Wait,
Got to be more
I mean,
careful.
it was a month since I got out the hospital.
Right, right.
It took me a month to teach myself how to walk. I got up and walked every day.
So you just started learning how to walk once you came, well,
Yeah,
once I met you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
walking.
Wow.
I was just walking on my own without any assistance. But I had to. I still have to consciously tell myself to pick up my leg.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So all right. Met you December 2018. You're a month out. You see yourself healing, and obviously we met. I'm a personal trainer,
Right.
and what was the encouragement to, like, what, I may want a personal training one day.
Well, what the doctors told me that would happen with my leg.
Okay.
So I didn't want my leg to have any form of atrophy.
Hmm.
I didn't want my muscles to get tense. Um, so yeah, that's why I was like, okay, let me. I didn't want to push myself doing something that would harm me. So that's when I was like, hey, can I be a client?
Yeah.
I can any clients.
He's so silly. And I want to shout out to Medisa for setting out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Medisa, my classmate.
Okay.
Uh, so that got us together, and I have to say this. I'm gonna add this. She called both of us that one night when we put out episode one. She
Mm-hmm.
called both of us. What the? When all this
Okay.
happened?
Sure did. Like, excuse me, I didn't get. Yes, sir. Yes, she did. That's a good lady.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's so funny. I've been knowing her since the sixth grade. Since the sixth grade, I think it was 1989. And it's funny. Just think about it. We in 2025, and I known us since '89.
Right.
So 89, 90. So yeah. But anyway,
Hmm.
so how does this story concludes with you and ATL shouting?
Um, well, we didn't deal. We stopped dealing with each other for it was like maybe a year or two,
Okay.
and then, but in the midst of that, I met let's call him Country.
Okay, country. All right.
Met Country here. Um, Now, mind you, I'm very vulnerable. Okay.
Understand?
Met Country in January. No, I take that back. Take that back. Christmas Eve, 2018. Met him. We started talking, and yes, I'm completely wrong for everything I'm about to tell y'all right now. Met him.
That's
Huh? What?
that's why we here.
Uh,
And there's some things I did wrong too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I met him off the back, it wasn't told to me. His like he didn't tell me, but I found out through somebody else that he had a wife. And when I asked him, I was like, "Are you married?" He was like, "Yeah, but uh, we ain't working out." And the story that most married men give. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay. I paid no mind, which that was a red flag for me. Should have never did it. Should have went on about my business like I normally do when married men try to talk to me. But you know, I let the devil get a hold of me. So me and him start hanging out. I mean, we all through the city, everywhere, doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We traveling, we doing all these things together. Um, let's see, this is 2020. I'm dealing with him. Um, then he wanted me to convert to Islam. And my whole thing is,
No.
look, he wanted me to convert to Islam. And I told him, I said, how you gonna ask somebody to convert to a religion that you are not obedient to?
Mm. Mm.
Houseway. Hmm.
Mm.
1 + 1 = 2. And this ain't adding up.
Mm.
So we had an argument over that. Um, he had a crash out.
What you mean?
He got upset and said
Mhm.
he didn't want to talk to me no more. He didn't want to deal with me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Um, that left room for ATL. And
Again?
yeah. Oh man, ATL had so many just I didn't learn my lesson. The Lord kept slapping me upside and down like you still ain't got it. You still ain't got what? You still ain't got it. Why?
Mhm. Mhm.
I like I loved him, but like at this point it was like I knew. And there was comfortability.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I did enjoy the man's company
Mhm.
with all the flaws and the red flags that I've seen. Yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh, I just want to let y'all know being with the wrong person will hold you back in life for some years. Don't do it.
Mhm. Consequences. Yeah.
Don't do it. Okay, I'm a prime example. Don't do it. Run. Run
Yeesh.
the hills. Okay. So now 2020, I'm going on 37. I am 37. Still this and I was 37 when Country Boy was like, I can't do this if you don't want to convert. Um
Mhm.
for some reason it was like boop, Atlanta pops up. Like cause he was always want to reach out. I didn't. Like I'd be minding my own business.
He had you on speed dial. You had him on speed dial, but
I
ain't no
have
blocking going on.
I ain't have him no speed dial because every time we stop doing stuff, I delete him out my phone. But I know the number if he calls me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know it by heart, but I know it. Okay, yeah, ain't the only person calling me from Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got different telephone numbers, area codes. Uh, So it was just like all of a sudden it was just I was like, and smooth operator, he's a smooth operator.
Okay, Sade.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then here we go. Come out, see me, blah blah blah. We go do this. We go do that. Sure enough, I get out there and it's just smooth operator. I mean, pulling out all the stops. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like Lord, how many times I'm gonna stop getting sucked in? Like, huh? And then, we'll have these elongated conversations, like all these romantic things. I swear, like it was just, mm, 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 mm. And then bam, hey, like it was like, I swear it was like a routine. If he didn't get what he wanted, all of a sudden I'm not happy, and hey, let me not hold you back. At this point, I already knew the routine. You know what I'm?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and let me not hold you back. Okay. Stop dealing with him 2021 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Just, by myself at this time, working,
Mm-hmm.
hmm,
Yeah, I'm listening.
working, single, like I had spurts where I was single, and then Atlanta pop up. And then Country Boy pop up. At one point it was like a rotation between both of them. And I was like, well, I can't take this no more. This rotation is not the wave. No, like they're both mentally exhausting and draining. I'd like, so finally, I called it quits with Country Boy when we had a domestic dispute.
Wow.
And yeah, that happened 2022. We had a domestic dispute, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Let me go on about my business, because I'm gonna really kill you. And he was like, you'll kill me? Push up on it. But see, he didn't think I was gonna hit him back. And like when we were done fighting, he goes, I can't believe you hit me.
He hit you?
Yeah, he hit me. He hit me first.
And you ain't called police?
Oh no. I rocked it with that nigga. You put your hands on me, let's fight. This is what you wanted. Let's
Okay.
Sure did. Sure did.
That's that California, that LA come at you right
Sure
now.
did. Fought. In every room, and the only room that didn't get messed up was the kitchen. Every other room had a body holes in them. We was throwing each other, fighting. Yes, you think you gonna put your hands on me and get away with it? Now, mind you, I want to say he was divorced. He got divorced, everything.
Okay.
So it's not like this man stayed married and not. He got divorced. But yeah, like and after that, that was it. I was like, yeah, I can't ever deal with you again, because the fact that you think that you could put your hands on me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then you found out, oh, this nigga fights back. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
We could rumble now. And he found that out. And so that was it. That was completely it. Between me and Country Boy. That was, and never went back, nothing.
Ask you this: how was your leg at this time through all this fighting? I mean, I know you 4 years, I think 4 years removed from the shot, the shooting, right?
Right.
And your leg is healed, and we training at that time, wasn't we?
Yeah.
I had no idea you was going through all that, but we wasn't communicating like that, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, how was your leg at that time?
I mean, I have nerve damage, so I feel pain in my leg every single day. I mean, all my body. That's nothing new.
Right.
Like it's fine. Like they told me it was gonna take 5 to 6 years to completely heal.
Okay, and you're in year 4. I got it.
You know, so
Yeah.
I still had muscle and tissue growing. I still got muscle and tissue growing to this day right now.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
But that my leg ain't stopping me from whooping somebody ass for putting their hands on me. I
Absolutely.
want people to know I do not condone violence. You should no woman should put her hands on a man, and no man should put her hands on a woman. You should be adult enough to walk away. And
Absolutely.
walk away, call 911, let them know I'm having an argument and I'm trying to leave and I'm unable to leave.
Hmm.
Men and women, call the police. If the person
Absolutely.
is trying not to let you leave and you're saying, hey, we're both angry, let's table this. You're becoming, aggressive and violent, and I don't want it to go left. I do not condone that. I do not condone violence, but you put your hands on me, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And that's it. So yeah, that happened. Punks, they weak minded. They've been coddled by their mamas. They ain't never been held accountable. They act like
That
right
part.
wrong. They feelings get hurt by the simplest things. Grow up, woman up, man up, grow up. The world does not revolve around you.
Mm.
Control your emotions, and if you don't know how to, go get you a therapist. Because nobody on this planet is responsible for the control of your emotions. That is your duty. That is your job to be in control of self. So if you don't know how to conduct self, go seek help to do so. They have all type of people out there who are licensed and certified to help you. It's not your mama's job. Now, is she? Now, don't get me wrong. She is the one to teach you how to control your emotions and your anger. Yes, and if she cannot, she is supposed to supply you with the resources. Absolutely. But once you become 18 years of age, because frankly, that's when y'all want to call yourselves adults, you are in charge of you. And the world does not love you. God loves you, but the world does not love you. It would chew you up and spit you out and leave you sitting there.
Mm. Mm.
Stop putting out these guns, killing people senselessly because you can't take an ass whooping.
Mm.
If you don't know how to fight, don't talk shit.
Mm. Girl,
But
you in your
pulling out,
soapbox. Ooh.
man, but pulling out a gun, that doesn't make you a stronger man, a braver man. That makes you the coward. You are the coward. You are the bully. You are the weak link.
Mm. Yeah, sis, you in your soapbox tonight, man, about your situation. So I appreciate you sharing the your story and your testimony, and definitely the pictures and the video of your leg is going to be implemented in here, and
Hmm.
just sharing all through the series the growth of you, and also the ups and downs of your decision making. You know, we all sometimes we rushed it, sometimes we didn't think about it, sometimes it felt good, but at the same time, we gonna reap the consequences
Hmm.
of those decisions. And
Hmm.
so yeah, we'll conclude this, right? Your story.
Yes.
Okay. And so we're gonna conclude this story. Next up is part two of this second marriage I gotta deal with. Oh man, I'm gonna and this the way it ended and the way it transitioned to me meeting my current wife. Whew, you gonna need some popcorn with a little extra butter and salt in
Okay. Might need a little
it.
hot.
Yeah, do yeah, whatever you do. Whatever you do. Well, thank everyone for tuning in. Once again, it's your host, Levon Lang III, Tracy L. Swift. We are out.